Okay, so we have hyperactive kids not being able to focus, someone who's hyperactive, it's a neurobiological disorder, someone who's not able to keep their attention on one particular thing, unable to focus on multitasking, easily distracted, very nice. ओके ये एक न्यूरो डेवलपमेंटल डिसऑर्डर है जिसमें इंसान के दिमाग में अटेंशन सेल्फ कंट्रोल और एक्टिविटी लेवल रेगुलेट करना मुश्किल होता है इट्स कॉल्ड यस आई नो व्हाट एडीएचडी मीन आई एम आस्किंग आप जब उस अल्फाज को सुनते हैं पहली बार तो आपको क्या फीलिंग क्या ख्याल आता है आपके दिमाग में No, dear, it's not a disease. You do not call it a disease. It's a disorder. Understand this thing that there is a difference between disease and disorder. Okay? We'll discuss about this thing more. They have difficulty in multitasking. Okay, Manya. They see the world differently. Very nice. A very positive way to put it forward, Elizabeth. Thank you for adding that. Anyone else? Okay. Amash, can you change the slide? Okay. Apart from talking about ADHD and autism, we are also going to understand the conception of neurodiversity. How many of you have recently or started hearing the word called neurodiversity? Anyone? You can unmute yourself and answer. Have you heard about neurodiversity or have you taken up a conversation about neurodiversity? And why do you think, as of the current need of time, we need to talk about this? Anyone? Nobody has ever heard the word neurodiversity before? Oh, okay, okay. Nice. And Miss, please go back on the slide. Yes. So, neurodiversity means we all come from a very diverse background. Mentally, emotionally, culturally, maybe we live in different cities, we have different dynamics, but even at that point, every brain is unique. The organ in one body is very similar, but sometimes you are different from others in a particular task. So there is no single way of learning something, thinking something, or experiencing the world normally. Everyone experiences these things according to themselves. And for that purpose, there comes a debate that are we different or less from others or not. But when we talk about this thing, uh, न्यूरोलॉजिकली डिफरेंट नेचर ह्यूमन होती है वेरिएशन में बट इट्स नॉट अ डेफिसिट दैट नीड्स टू बी फिक्स ये कोई बीमारी नहीं है जिसको ठीक करने की जरूरत है न्यूरो डाइवर्सिटी इज यू आर डिफरेंट फ्रॉम समबडी बट दैट डज नॉट मेक यू अ लेस ऑफ अ पर्सन आप सब यहाँ पे वी हैव 50 पीपल माशाल्लाह एंड यू ऑल वुड बी यूनिक इन समथिंग कैन एनीबडी शेक द यूनिक क्वालिटी इन द चैट yes Elizabeth go ahead
I just wanted to add, I have a little cousin. Her name is Sarah. She has autism and she's actually smarter than the kids in her grade, so she's bumped up a class.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. Great. Do you people know anybody that have ADHD diagnosed? literally assess and diagnose ADHD और autism. क्या आप किसी को जानते हैं जिसको ADHD या autism है और वो diagnose हुआ? Diagnose मतलब उनका assessment हुआ है, उनको डॉक्टर ने देखा है, उनको साइकोलॉजिस्ट ने देखा है, उनके different variation के टेस्ट हुए हैं. Do you know anybody that is being diagnosed as ADHD or has or is a person with autism? Anyone? You can raise your hand if you know somebody that has ADHD or autism. Okay, okay. We'll move forward. Apart from Zakia, I think all of you are at a learning stage, so this is a very, very good thing that we are going forward with the learning practice for this purpose. When we're talking about neurodiversity, it is very, very important that we create awareness just for the sake of acceptance. बहुत सारी सिचुएशन में एज ह्यूमन बीइंग यू वुड आल्सो प्रेफर टू बी एक्सेप्टेड बाय अदर पीपल. सो इट इज़ ऑलवेज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि हम जेन्युइनली अंडरस्टैंड करने की कोशिश करें दैट अ पर्सन कैन बी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अस. They might like different things, they have a different thought pattern, they might have different personality, but in spite of that, for example, when you are a group of friends, सारे friends एक जैसे हैं या सब मुनफरिद हैं, सब अलग हैं? आप सारे फ्रेंड्स एक जैसे हैं या सब अलग अलग हैं? Yes, exactly. All of you are different, but yet you guys are friends. The reason is that you all have acceptance towards each other. You have good understanding with each other. You genuinely include people together, and that is called meaningful inclusion. Neurodiversity is basically an idea that every brain works differently, therefore, their nature would be different, and the variations of their personality, as in learning, thinking, or experiencing the things in the world, would be different. But yet, at the same time, they also own the same human body that we have. So far, so clear? Understood? Now, I think 50 लोगों को पता है, 49 लोगों को पता है न्यूरोडाइवर्सिटी का मतलब. Great. Awesome. Wes, can we go on the next slide, please? Yes. So, as we were talking, what is ADHD? ADHD is attention deficit hyperactive disorder. It's not a disease, it's a disorder. When we talk about it, it's basically difficult for people to focus or communicate in terms of attention. It is difficult for them to focus on particular tasks or multitasking. They have impulsive control. They act before thinking uh, things through. A lot of people saying that what is that sports called? There's a sports category which has wild activities in it. I'm sorry, I'm just forgetting the name. Meerup, can you add to that? There's a sports category. Sorry, yes, adventure sports. So a lot of people get themselves into adventure sports when they have this ADHD as well because they want to experience that adrenaline rush जो उनका आ रहा होता है. So it is hard for them to control their impulses. They act before thinking. For them, managing emotions and energy level is difficult. They have issues in self-regulation. And then, similarly, उनके लिए functioning, executive functioning, जैसे कि आपने कोई event plan करा, उसको organize किया, उसको prioritize किया और execute करना, ये सब उनके लिए overwhelming हो सकता है. As few of you wrote in the chat, yes, it's a neurodevelopmental condition or a disorder. It's not a disease. And it is not a character flaw as well. It's more about it's more about you having issues focusing on different things, and it does not have anything to do with poor parenting, laziness, or lack of discipline. Okay, we have few questions. I think Kamran Yusuf, you would want to add to it. Please बताइए.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैम.
वालेकुम सलाम Kamran. Go ahead, please.
Okay, Miss, I'm having a question. Like, you said ADHD as a neurological development. Is it from the environment factors? Like, ऐसा होता है कि environmental factors भी होते हैं इसमें हमारी mental state को इस condition में लाने में.
नहीं Kamran. So it can be adding factor to a condition कि उनकी intensity कम हो और उसकी वजह से intensity ज़्यादा हो जाए. But usually ADHD is a neurobiological disorder और तो वो ज़्यादातर it's in the brain. It's already have been there. कभी कभार वो genetically inherit होता है. कभी कभार वो बर्थ में कोई प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकती हैं उस वक्त हो सकता है. कभी कभार और भी सिचुएशन हो सकती है. हाँ, आजकल के बच्चों में जो इम्पल्सिवनेस है वो ज़्यादातर एड्रेनलिन रश कहलाता है, जो कि ज़्यादातर इज़ बिकॉज ऑफ एक्सेसिव शुगर इनटेक एंड स्क्रीन टाइम. That is also one thing that is affecting children's focus, attention, and making them hyperactive. So, if they are not particularly diagnosed as ADHD, then yes, they would. These are the two main biggest factors adding to their symptoms. Ruj, you had a question.
Okay, so ma'am, like through food, like हमारा जो food cycle है उससे भी हम impact होता है हमारे बच्चों में ये चीज develop हो सकती है.
यस स्पेसिफिकली कोई भी शुगर इनटेक अगर उनकी होती है आफ्टर मगरिब आवर्स स्पेसिफिकली बिफोर द स्लीप, सो इट इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि उनकी शुगर इनटेक स्पेसिफिकली आर्टिफिशियल शुगर वो शुगर जो खाने में नहीं हो. फ्रूट्स में शुगर होती है, फ्रूट ड्रिंक्स में होती है, फाइबर में भी कभी कभार थोड़ी सी शुगर होती है. उन चीज़ों के अलावा अगर वो एक्सटर्नल शुगर की चीज़ें खा रहे हैं लाइक केक, स्वीट्स, चॉकलेट, कैंडीज, that also add to that factor.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for elaborating.
Great. Urush, did you want to ask anything?
मायमा ने हैंड रेज किया हुआ था.
जी मैम.
So I wanted to ask this thing that how can screen time affect contribute to ADHD? Can you just elaborate a little bit with it?
Ma'am, you will have to repeat the question and you will have to be a little louder, dear. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
So I wanted to ask that how screen time is related to ADHD. Can you just elaborate it a little bit more?
Yes, I can. So basically, screen time has overstimulation. When we have overstimulation of our five senses, that is where the kids have either impulse, they get hyperactive, they have impulse control, and it is impossible or hard for them to focus. So sometimes when excessive screen time is there, people misunderstand that thing and take it for ADHD, but usually it is excessive screen time and sugar. दैट इज़ द रीज़न कि मैंने पहले एम्फोसाइज किया था कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सबसे चीज़ ये है कि अगर उनको आपको लगता है कि ऐसे फैक्टर्स हैं तो दे नीड टू बी प्रॉपरली डायग्नोज. इफ दे आर नॉट प्रॉपरली डायग्नोज then we cannot label anybody with autism or ADHD or any disabilities, disorders, or any other issues. Never ever. It's against normal moral ethics as well. Next slide, please. So as we discussed, every disorder has three levels of intensity. One is mild, one is moderate, and then this is severe. And according to that, we characterize the intensity of the symptoms that a person has in any kind of difficulties or disorders. But there are three presentations in ADHD where person is either very inattentive. They get easily distracted, forget, struggle to follow through tasks, बहुत सारी चीज़ें ओवरलुक कर जाते हैं एंड समटाइम्स दिस हैपेंस मोस्टली इन फीमेल जेंडर if it is there properly if it is there properly diagnosed or in a part of their lively livelihood, right? Then we have other category in which we have hyperactive impulse. They talk, they are usually restless, they talk frequently. Alishba and Musabbe, I'm just going to take your question once I'm completed this slide. Okay? Just give me a minute. Okay, they are hyperactive impulse में ये होता है कि they are restless, they talk frequently, they are interrupted, बगैर सोचे समझे कोई काम कर लेते हैं, एनर्जी एक पॉइंट पे बहुत हार्ड होती है और उसको चैनल करना मुश्किल होता है. ऐसे लोगों को we always recommend to go in sports such as running, basketball, football, swimming and cycling, because that is one of the best ways to channel the energy, high level of energy that they have in their body. Then there are people that have both the things. They are inattentive also and they have hyper impulse as well. That is the reason it is called attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Okay, we have a video on ADHD. I would want us to play video. Any one of it would do, and the other video would be shared with all of you in the group so that you can review that video. So, Meerab, can you please play the video on ADHD?
Pay attention to this important message. Did you get any of that? Well, this is how it feels to be me. I have ADHD, which is short for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. It's a fancy name for people who find it hard to concentrate, remember things, and organise themselves. But who tend to be really curious, creative, and enthusiastic. Imagine your thoughts are planets and your brain is a spaceship. Most people can navigate it easily. They go where they want, when they want, always at the right speed. For example, slowing down to pay attention in class. My ship often feels out of control, like when my teacher is explaining something and a word reminds me of something else, which makes me think of another thing. My brain keeps connecting ideas at top speed till I'm miles away from where I'm supposed to be. My speedy brain can be frustrating because it doesn't always let me think things through before I do them. Then I feel silly and embarrassed. But ADHD can be an advantage for solving problems. If my brain rocket is pointing in the right direction, I can find solutions faster than other people, and I often think of ideas that nobody else has thought of. I need to move so I can think. Fidgeting, rocking my chair, biting my nails, doodling, even talking. The problem is, adults think I'm choosing not to pay attention, when actually movement is my brain's way of helping me so I don't get distracted. Being so energetic can be an advantage too. I love doing practical jobs and I can be very helpful. I'm endlessly curious and keen to try new activities. My teammates see me as brave, but the truth is that my speedy brain doesn't give me time to think about the risks. When I'm doing things I find interesting, my brain works better. Unfortunately, that's not always the case at school. I often get told off when I'm fidgety or when I've forgotten something. It feels like I can never do anything right, which makes me sad and sometimes angry. I'm usually good at making friends because I'm fun to be around, but sometimes children find me annoying when I don't know when to stop and do silly things without thinking. I feel upset when they don't invite me to things. Maybe their parents are worried because they don't understand ADHD. My doctor gave me medication to help my brain organise my thoughts. Medicine doesn't always work for ADHD people, but luckily it worked for me. The doctor also spoke to my parents, who spoke to my teachers, who spoke to my classmates. And now everyone around me understands about my speedy ADHD brain. They help me point my energy in the right direction, they're more patient with me, and we write down instructions so I don't forget things. They encourage me to take movement breaks and help me make lists and charts so I can organise myself better. 1 in 20 people have ADHD, so you probably already know someone like me. Go and find that person and ask them all about their amazing brain.
Umesh, can you please change the slide? So all of you saw a video on ADHD. If you have any questions in regards to ADHD, you can always ask in the chat. One of this video link and another video link would be shared with you in the group of Fish for Small Change, so that you can review it later on as well for your own learning. Next slide, please, Umesh. Yes. So ADHD across the span affects us. Sometimes it affects us when we are young. मोस्टली चिल्ड्रन जो स्कूल गोइंग होते हैं उनके टीचर्स के अंदर टीचर्स बहुत कंप्लेन करती हैं दैट दे आर अनएबल टू फोकस एंड को होमवर्क कॉपी नहीं कर पा रहे, क्लास को कॉपी नहीं कर पा रहे, होमवर्क का इशू है, इंस्ट्रक्शन भूल जाते हैं, बीच में बात करते हुए बोलते हैं दूसरे जब बात कर रहे होते हैं. But yet again, I will repeat, this is after proper diagnosis. That is one of the reasons that we give early childhood care, education and training to early school teachers, so that कि वो identify करने में help कर सकेंगे जिस बच्चे को कोई issue हो. But in spite of that, they cannot label a child that that child is hyper and he has ADHD. But yes, they have these issues when they are children. When they turn into teenagers, they have difficulty organizing tasks, procrastination बहुत होती है और emotionally बहुत impulsive हो जाते हैं. Then when it comes to adulthood, then they have issues in managing time. They are forgetful. They have difficulty prioritizing responsibilities. And these are the things that adds to different factors that affects their lifestyle. However, at the same time, people that are ADHD have real good strengths. They are very creative, they are high in energy, they are very curious, they are problem solvers, hyper focus होते हैं, and they are very very innovative and powerful asset, not just challenges. So usually people that I know in my life that have ADHD are either very very diverse and in the industry of music, arts or sports. Yes. Next slide, please, Umesh. Let me review the chat comments till then. Okay, Musafir, the question that you were asking me at that slide is the same question that you have asked in the chat.
Sorry, I have to interrupt here. Can I speak for
Yeah,
a while?
yeah,
I would
yeah.
like to
Please
clarify
go.
the question, please. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for this session and thank you for the time. I just wanted to understand. We talk more about the ADHD and stuff. I'm a parent to a 6, 7 years old kid. If you look at him from different perspectives, some of the traits are related to the ADHD that we define. I wanted to understand, is there any proper mechanism or just a subjective matter, for example, for one psychiatrist or one expert sees it from a different lens or something. Is there any scientific approach to identify that this is a particular disorder to the individual, or it's a subjective judgment of individuals having different experiences or a common methodology that's been followed as per the principles of this behavioral science, right? This is the first thing. The second thing is how to identify. I mean, how to identify as parents, as elders, as teachers, as coaches, or as whatever our capacities in the society. How to identify that as specific traits. Usually, we have seen is like it's a delay speech, right? Other all other traits like lack of focus is not there. It's not like annoying or something, but it's just clarity of thoughts and the words they think so quickly. How we can precisely differentiate that is it creativity or is it a proper disorder that we talk about here, neurodiversity or the attention deficit or any other thing. So being a parent, how do we differentiate it and how to be more concerned about this thing, and what is the remedy if this is something 20% of what we are talking about here, or this is something that should be more concerned about. So what is the threshold, what is the procedure, is there any scientific or systematic approach to address this, identify this and then to address this, or all of the methods and everything is subjective? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Musanga, for your question, and I would like to answer that. Miss, can you fix the presentation in the meantime? We do have more slides as well.
Could you repeat that, Miss?
Yes, Miss.
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, so I think the presentation has stopped. We have more slides for autism as well in the presentation, so you need to open up the slides back for me.
So I have to stop this presentation.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
All right.
so sir, to answer your questions, there is a proper protocol for diagnosis. If you feel that your student or your child might have autism or ADHD, there is a proper protocol as per DSM-5, that is like a guideline for the psychologist for which he would be assessed. There are tools and assessment tools that we can evaluate him from. That could be done by a doctor such as pediatrician, a psychologist, or a psychiatrist. Apart from that, there are different organizations that do assessment for them. If you have a feeling, you can always take a feedback from the school, specifically their teachers, and if they also feel that you'll not be directly asking them, "Okay, I feel my child has ADHD," because they'll find this excuse for that. Please don't do that. Just ask them how he's doing in school or how she's doing performing in school and what kind of performance is there, how it varies academically and how it varies sports wise. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, and they have to be assessed properly. If you have a feeling that your child has ADHD, please get him evaluated from him or her from a proper platform which does assessment or intervention for children. Number one. Number two, the best way that you can work at home is to involve them in play, which is not based on electronic devices, and also and cut down their screen time and intake of sugar. Number three, it is very, very important that we understand that these might be small things that are affecting them because environmental factors as well. So there are a lot of possibilities, and we usually check all those possibilities first, then we go forward for suggesting them for assessment and diagnosis. However, आपने मेरी मैसेज में एक बात बोली थी जिसमें आपने बोला था कि he has speech delay as well or she has speech delay as well. So is that valid for the same child or is it different? Then these are two different things. You will have to first find out if the child has speech delay or is it ADHD. Because mostly children with ADHD does not, mostly in cases, they do not have speech delay. So you will have to evaluate it. If you can in the chat let me know which city you are in, I can probably refer you a center where you can go for assessment or intervention for it.
Thank you very much for Karachi, most likely.
Okay, okay. So you can leave your details in the chat. Our coordinators will copy it and I'll get back to you on that via Momina or via directly whoever has referred you for the session. We'll get back to you through them.
Perfect. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Umesh, can you please put on the presentation? Do we have a slide before this, Umesh?
Yes, it was based on
See,
ADHD.
yeah, I just want to see if I'm not missing. Okay, great. You can go on autism.
Okay.
Great. So, the word autism. What is autism and how does it look like? This is a slide that I'm sharing for all of you to just give a glance and read it. But we have a very interesting video on autism that I would want all of you to see first. Umesh, if you can play the video on autism, please go ahead. Okay, in the meantime, the video is being played on. Autism is called, autism is also known as ASD, or it comes under a spectrum. And it is also a neurodevelopmental condition which affects how a person communicates, his social skills, how they process information, specifically their sensory information. They experience routines differently, and they have different kind of behavior patterns that gives us an indicator that they might be a person with autism. So it is always important when you meet a person with autism and they are verbal, they can communicate. You need to ask them if they want to be known as an autistic person or they want to be called a person with autism. So we have to sometimes ask them when we're communicating that, when we're talking to them, when we're talking about them in a group setting of people, we have to take them in confidence. Before, if they're verbal, then we have to take them respectfully to ask them how they want to be identified as. And if they're very mindful and they're verbal, they always go ahead with this. Yes, I can. We'll wait for that. Then let me first finish the slide. Okay. Yes. So, children or individuals with autism have issues in communication. It can be verbal and non-verbal communication जिसमें उनको express करने में communicate करने में मुश्किल होती है उनकी social interaction skills बहुत poor होती है. They have issues handling relationship, social cues उनकी different होती हैं. Social interaction के लिए they need different kind of strategies to involve them in work. They have sensory processing delay. That means that different kinds of sounds, lights, texture जो हमें नॉर्मल लग रहे होते हैं उनके लिए कभी कभार लो हो सकते हैं इंटेंसिटी में या कभी कभार हाई हो सकते हैं इंटेंसिटी में. And because of that sensory processing, it is difficult for them to have fixed routine or interest. Um, when they are comfortable, they have deep passion for a certain thing, but unpredictability भी होती है because they like to follow a symmetrical, organized pattern. If something happens out of routine from their normal day routine, it is overwhelming for them. Amas, can we go next slide, please? Yes. So there are a lot of myths and facts that we are going to figure out. And these are myths and facts both about autism and ADHD mix. So a lot of people think कि autism vaccine से होता है, but नहीं. It has been disapproved by it has been approved by science that is a neurodevelopmental condition and it does not have anything to do with vaccination. ADHD is not laziness; it's a neurological condition. Uh, Autism can be cured. Autism can be moderated and helped if there are uh, different interventions and therapies given to them at early intervention for a child or a person. But otherwise, it's a long life neurotype issue which stays with them. Neurodivergent people cannot succeed. Neurodivergent people are a lot more thriving than us if they are given the right support. They just need more discipline. No, they need more understanding and accommodation to work and perform better, be it a person with ADHD or autism. And that is why we are talking about inclusion, empathy, and neurodiversity. Next slide, please. सो इन अ लॉट ऑफ सिचुएशन जैसे मैं मुसफ़र साहब के सवाल का जवाब दे रही थी बहुत सारी सिचुएशन में एडीएचडी और ऑटिज्म को लोग ओवरलैप करते हैं sometimes in very rare cases there is a possibility that it can co-occur in the same person. A person can have autism and ADHD at the same time. That also has to be diagnosed. However, people that have ADHD have attention regulation challenges, and people with autism usually have social communication and interaction challenges, and they communicate differently. People with ADHD are impulsive, they can easily be distracted and hyperactive, whereas people that have autism, they prefer a regular routine. They are very good with rich sensory activities as per their intensity, but they are sensitive towards sensory conditions and they have deep special interests. For example, they are into Legos, they are into dinosaurs, they are into collecting cars or anime. There are a lot of different things that they like to do, and their interest is very, very deep and intense for them to help and support as a way of them to cope up in the situation. Similarly, there are two distinct situations, and uh, both are neurotypes, and they are disorders. For that purposes, they can be prevented but not fixed. And when we understand them and give them right support, people with neurodivergent individuals can thrive very, very well and very easily. So it is very valid that people can have both things together at the same time as well. Next slide, please. Okay, I'm not sure why the slide is black. I will share the other slide with you guys, but it's very, very important that we support them. So at home, we can give them short, simple and clear instructions. It is very, very important. Communication में भी बहुत important है ये चीज़ regular normal communication में. Give clear, short, small instructions जैसे हम किसी छोटे बच्चे को देते हैं जब हम उसको कोई चीज़ सिखा रहे होते हैं. Yes, if you want to, you can. Then we maintain consistent routine for them. उनका रूटीन फिक्स होना चाहिए. इतने बजे उठना, इतने बजे नाश्ता, इतने बजे स्कूल जाना, इतने बजे थेरेपी जाना, स्पोर्ट्स, वापस आना, खाना खाना, सोना. Their play routine is also should be very, very consistent. Their food, eating particular food is also supposed to be very consistent. वो इसलिए बिकॉज अगर हम उनको बगैर बताए उनका रूटीन में कोई चेंज लाते हैं तो उनके लिए उसको अडेप्ट करना और एक्सेप्ट करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. So for example, if they have a regular routine and they are going for a vacation, when you have finally planned the vacation, start telling them, okay, this is the date that we are leaving for a vacation. This is the date we are leaving for a vacation. Because आप उनको consistently small clear instruction देके adapt करवा रहे हैं to the situation. And you have to be very patient with these kind of people and you have to celebrate their strength. Then we come to school. It is very, very important that we have either a resource teacher or a special educator or an inclusive therapist or a remedial therapist to help them. The therapists work with flashcards, they work with worksheets, they work with a lot of supportive learning material for them, which is mostly activity based learning material. And they offer flexible teaching approach जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, and always give them a positive reinforcement. It can be a positive sentence, it can be a candy, it can be a gift, it can be anything, but एक positive reinforcer उनको दिया जाता है ताकि उनको motivated रखा जाए. Then when we come with people at work that have ADHD and autism both, and specifically if they're neurodivergent, be very clear of what you are expecting from them. You cannot sugarcoat things with them. Be very straight and clear of what you want to, what are you expecting from them. Then you offer quite and flexible space because as right now I am sensory overloaded because of the overwhelming noise behind me. But yes, I am a normal person. So can you imagine if a person that has autism is sitting over here? I cannot imagine how that person would feel because it is such sensory sensitivity and such sensory overload over here right now. So they need quiet places and flexible space, and they will have different work styles. So we need to accommodate different work styles for them as well. Then इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बताया था कि हमारी लैंग्वेज मैटर करती है कि हम उनको किस तरीके से रेफर कर रहे हैं हम उनसे किस तरीके से बात कर रहे हैं इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी आस्क देम हाउ दे विश टू बी आइडेंटिफाइड so we need to understand this thing that every mind learns differently every individual deserves respect no matter they're neurodivergent or not every person that is a human just understand this thing हर किसी का दिमाग डिफरेंट तरीके से सीखता है वो रिस्पेक्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी और बिलोंगिंग उतना ही डिजर्व करते हैं जितना आप सब करते हैं एंड हम लोगों की यही कोशिश होनी चाहिए कि हम उनको इंक्लूड करें rather than judging them with our understanding it is always important that we do not label anybody without understanding them and we should always be empathetic. That is how we can create a world where everybody has the chance to thrive. There are little developments taking place in Pakistan. Gradually, all developments के लिए काम हो रहा है. But आप, as an individual, अपना क्या role play कर रहे हैं? That is important. So, last question from everybody. I would want you to write it in the chat also. Raise your hand and answer this question is what is one thing that you will do differently for everybody and yourself from after this session? After today's session, आज के बाद से क्या एक ऐसी चीज है जो आप अलग तरीके से करेंगे अपने लिए भी और दूसरों के लिए भी? So I would want answer in the chat and I would want answers in the you can raise your hand and answer it as well. Umesh, do we have a slide after this?
Let me check.
Check. Can you check?
No, that's
Okay. Okay. You can stop the screen sharing. Let me just see if you have the video access and you can play the video because it's a very interesting video. So I would want everybody to see it. Till then, I will be reading the comments for everybody. Just give me a second. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to pop up in the chat. If I missed any questions, guys, if you have a question, feedback, please let me know if I missed anything. I will just evaluate it. Let me go through the comments properly first. Then you can see the video and then we can exit the session properly, and Momena will be doing the closing remarks as well. So first, let me see the chat. There is a saying, opposite attracts. I feel that it is relatable in friendship. Yes, it is. Alisba, if your brother is diagnosed with ADHD, then that's fine. Otherwise, if not, then you cannot call your brother that he has ADHD. Okay. Can you help people with ADHD like common help? Which difficulty level is considered? Intensity, तेवा हर level में एक intensity है, mild, severe, mild, moderate, severe. It depends on the intensity level. Even if it's mild, then they'll be called with mild ADHD, severe. Also, ADHD may, when you have severe or moderate ADHD, people are given medication for that purpose. Okay. Yes, let me see more comments. So sorry guys, just give me a minute. I'm just going through the chat from above so that I don't. Alishba, I will answer this question later on. Anybody from the coordinating team, please take down this question. That what is the difference between being overwhelmed and being overstimulated? Okay, so Bisma said she will be more patient with herself as well as others. Rameen will be considerate. Tayyaba will understand their sensitivity. When I see a person who I assume is to be autistic or with ADHD, I will not jump to conclusions. Very good. Thank you so much. After today's session, I'll be more understanding and patient with neurodiverse individuals instead of judging their behavior. I will be more observing, more patient and understanding, more respectful. Okay, Alishbhai, if he's diagnosed, then yes. I hope you do sports activity with your brother so that you help him with it. You will be more respectful towards them. I will be more appreciative towards myself and everybody else despite their approach and consistency. Respectful, understanding, helping them feel understood and included, and try to encourage them. Zakia will practice patience, empathy, reminding myself that children with autism and ADHD are not being difficult, they are experiencing the world differently. Very nice. Will be more patient and respectful towards them. I will spread awareness about ADHD so that the people understand. I will be more understanding and present. Okay. Be more respectful, responsible, and understanding towards people with these kind of Asperger's syndrome also. Thanks. Great. Yes, then that's a very valid point. That is one of the reasons that miscommunication also happens. Good to know more. Be more gentle with them and try to understand. Understanding. Lubna, we can always do a talk on Down syndrome as well. You can always request Mumena, Small Fish for Change. They can organize a session on that also. Um, we will try to observe myself and overlook anyone when being patient and try to be more patient, gentle, kinder towards them and give them time, flexibility, and space where needed. Not Bali, not everything, but yes, they have fears because of their sensory processing issues. उनको बहुत certain चीजों से बहुत ज़्यादा खौफ आता है. तो ये एक normal चीज है जिसकी possibility है, but not with everything. They might have something that they like very, very, very much. Mariam, if you ever come to Karachi, let me know. I will get you an experience of people that have autism or ADHD, and you'll be happy to meet them. They are very amazing people. I know a lot of sports athletes that have ADHD or autism. Okay, Mess, can you please play the video so that after that we can conclude the session and Momena can do the closing remarks. Thank you, Mess. Thank you so much.
हम सब मुनफरिद हैं और ये हैरत अंगेज है. कुछ फर्क देखना आसान होते हैं. कद, बालों की बनावट, चिन्स, आंखों का रंग और तरह के फ़र्क देखे नहीं जा सकते। हमारे पसंदीदा खाने, खौफ या ख़ास महारतें। दिलचस्प बात यह है कि हमारा दुनिया को देखने का अंदाज भी मुनफरिद है। जैसे कि आपको इस तस्वीर में क्या नज़र आता है? ज़्यादातर लोग इसमें बतख देखते हैं, लेकिन आप में से कुछ लोगों को खरगोश नजर आया होगा। इनमें से आपने जो भी देखा, आप दुरुस्त हैं। ये सिर्फ ट्रिक तस्वीर है, आपको ये दिखाने के लिए कि सब दिमाग मुख्तलिफ अंदाज में काम करते हैं। दिमाग आपके जिस्म का कंप्यूटर है, ये हम सब के लिए मुख्तलिफ तरह से काम करता है और हमारे सीखने के अमल पर इख्तियार रखता है। इसीलिए हम सब मुख्तलिफ चीजों में महारत रखते हैं। हम कैसे महसूस करते हैं, इसीलिए हम सब मुख्तलिफ जज्बात महसूस करते हैं और इसे हमारी बातचीत पर भी इख्तियार है। कभी कभार दिमाग इस तरह से मुंसलिक होता है कि हमारे हवास पर असर डालता है और हमारी सूरत हाल को पढ़ने, समझने और मेल जोल पर असर करता है। इसे ऑटिज्म कहते हैं। बहुत से लोगों को ऑटिज्म है, तो मुमकिन है आप पहले ही से किसी को जानते हो जो ऑटिस्टिक है, और इसी वजह से ऑटिज्म के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत इल्म होना फायदेमंद है। दिमाग की मखसूस वायरिंग होने की वजह से अक्सर ऑटिस्टिक लोगों के लिए कुछ ऐसे काम करना आसान होते हैं जो हमें मुश्किल लगे, जैसे रियाजी, मुसव्वरी या मौसीकी। इसके बरअक्स ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि जो चीज़ें हमें बहुत आसान लगे वो उनके लिए गैर यकीनी तौर पर मुश्किल हों, जैसे कि दोस्त बनाना। हवास हमारे दिमाग को मुसलसल मालूमात भेजते रहते हैं, इर्द गिर्द के माहौल और दूसरे लोगों की। लेकिन जब एक इंसान का दिमाग और उसके हवास आपस में सही तरह से पैगाम रसानी नहीं कर पाते तो दिमाग बौखला और उलझ सकता है, जिसका असर हमारे दुनिया को देखने के अंदाज पर होता है। तसव्वुर करें आप एक सड़क पर चल रहे हैं। एक ऑटिस्टिक दिमाग को यही रास्ता कुछ इस तरह से दिखता है। खौफनाक, ऐसा ही है ना? अफसोस की बात यह है कि बहुत सी सूरतों में वो शख्स बाआवाज़े बुलंद अपने जज्बात का इजहार भी नहीं कर पाता, चाहे उसके जहन में कोहराम ही क्यों ना मचा हो। वो बाहर से ठीक लगते हैं, मदद मांगने से कासर। हम सब ऐसे रवैये अपना लेते हैं जो नापसंदीदा हालात में हमें पुरसुकून रहने में मदद करते हैं। शायद हम नजरें हटा लें, खुद को गले लगा लें, अपने नाखून चबाएं, अपने होंठ काट लें। बिल्कुल इसी तरह ऑटिस्टिक लोग भी ऐसे रवैये अपना लेते हैं जो उनको तनाव वाली सूरत हाल से निमटने में मदद देते हैं। ये हरकत शायद मामूल से हट कर लगे, लेकिन ये सिर्फ उनके अपने आप को पुरसुकून करने के तरीके हैं। जब ऐसा हो तो इसका मतलब है कि वो एक मुश्किल वक्त से गुजर रहे हैं। अच्छी बात यह है कि उनको मज़ीद मुश्किल वक्त ना दिया जाए, गुस्सा करके, नज़रअंदाज करके या उनका मजाक उड़ा के। याद रखिए, सिर्फ इसलिए कि एक प्ले स्टेशन एक्सबॉक्स की गेम को चला नहीं सकता, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो ख़राब है। ऑटिज़म के साथ लोगों को ऐसे दोस्तों की ज़रूरत है जो उनको समझने के लिए अपना वक्त निकालने पर आमादा हों। अच्छे मेल जोल और बहुत ज़्यादा सब्र में हम सब का फ़ायदा है। ऑटिज़म के साथ लोग बीमार या तबाहशुदा नहीं होते, बल्कि वो दुनिया को एक मुनफरिद रुख से देखते हैं और अपने दोस्तों की थोड़ी सी मदद से मुमकिन है कि वो इस मुनफरिद रुख को हमारे साथ बांटने के काबिल हो जाएं। ऑटिज़म हैरत अंगेज चीज़ें मुमकिन बना सकता है।
Thank you so much, Umesh, for playing the video. Guys, ये वीडियो YouTube पे easily available है और ये हमारी उर्दू में वॉइस ओवर किया गया था, तो it is very well explained video to understand how autism basically affects. ये वीडियो और बाकी दो ADHD की वीडियोस की लिंक आपके साथ शेयर कर दिए जाएंगे। हैंड आउट थोड़ा सा आपको लेट मिलेगा बिकॉज आई एम नॉट अवेलेबल, बट आई ट्राई माई लेवल बेस्ट कि आपको हैंड आउट भी इसकी वजह से इसका जो है वो मिल जाए। For people that have externally joined, thank you so much for joining. I hope I was clearly visible and audible through entire the session. And at the same time, I'm very glad for my coordinating team for taking over, because Umesh and Meera were the best of support, and without the support, I would not have been able to execute my sessions. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. I would like to thank the team of Small Fish for Change for having me second time as a trainer, and I had an amazing session with all of you. I hope आप सब मुझसे कुछ सीख सके और मैं आप लोगों से कुछ सीख सकी. कोई भी फीडबैक हो, रिव्यू हो, प्लीज मोमेला को जरूर कीजिएगा. इफ यू हैव टेकन स्क्रीनशॉट, प्लीज डू टैग मी ऑल्सो ऑन सोशल मीडिया. And I'm very, very glad that you all had a good session. You waited, and we have exactly completed our session in an hour. Jazakallah everybody for helping it out and being so kind and patient and had the session. And now I would like to hand it over to Momina to address everybody. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू सो मच मिस फरियाल, आपने सबसे पहले तो अपनी इतनी बिजी रूटीन से टाइम निकाला और आपने इतने अच्छे से ऑटिज्म को और एडीएचडी को एक्सप्लेन किया है. और लाइक स्लाइड्स के थ्रू आपने स्लाइड शो करते हुए भी आपने बच्चों को इतने अच्छे से इंगेज रखा. और जो एंड पे आपने वीडियो दिखाई है और जो दरमियान में भी वीडियो दिखाई है, लाइक वंडरफुल सेशन. थैंक यू सो मच, आपने हमें ज्वाइन किया.
Thank you so much, Momena, for your team. I am looking forward to meeting you guys in August. Inshallah, I'll be in Lahore. मैं अपने लाहौर के इंटर्न से आप लोगों को मिलवाना चाहूँगी, आप लोगों को उनसे मिलवाना चाहूँगी. एंड आई होप यू हैव अ वेरी गुड सेशन इंशाल्लाह. Misha, do you have any question? Mania.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैम. मैं मानिया की
Welcome.
मामी
Yes,
बात
ma'am.
कर रही हूँ और मैंने इनके
जी जी
साथ आपकी वीडियोस वगैरह सब वॉच की हैं. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा
जी जी.
क्योंकि मैं एक टीचर हूँ, ट्यूशन टीचर हूँ और मेरे पास इस तरह के केसेस आ चुके हैं एडीएचडी एंड ऑटिज्म के.
बिल्कुल
तो
बिल्कुल.
मुझे
Okay.
आपकी वीडियोस देख के जो चीजें आप बता रही हैं वो मैं ऑब्जर्व कर चुकी हूँ उन सब बच्चों में और मुझे आपकी वीडियोस देख के बहुत अच्छा लगा. थैंक यू सो मच. और मुझे आपकी वीडियोस से बहुत मुझे सीखने को मिला और सारी वीडियोस आपने जो मुझे दिखाई हैं, जो आप मुझे इस वक्त हमें हमें बता रही हैं, वो चीजें मैं बच्चों में ऑब्जर्व कर चुकी हूँ और मुझे डिफरेंसेस पता चले हैं कि ऑटिज्म एंड एडीएचडी में क्या डिफरेंसेस है. थैंक यू सो मच मैम.
थैंक यू सो मच. मुझे आप ज़रूर बताइएगा कि आप कौन सी क्लास को टीच करती हैं. अगर मानिया को सपोर्ट चाहिए तो देर आर ऑलवेज टीचिंग टूल्स जो हम टीचर्स को रेफर करते हैं, ताकि अगर वो स्पेसिफिकली अर्ली ईयर स्कूल्स की टीचर्स हैं तो उनके लिए इंटरवेंशन में मदद हो और उनके लिए फिर चीज़ आसान हो. Thank you so much, Momena, for having me. If there is a screenshot taken, please take it so that we can use it for social media. Thanks to the team of Small Fish for Change. This is the initiative by Lahore youth, and they are doing great, and they have sessions which is about learning. So I'm very, very glad that we had a collaborative session today. And thank you to my intern for joining it. All of you are off tomorrow. Have a nice day. And I will be looking forward to most of you on Tuesday, inshallah. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Have a nice day and a good, enjoyable weekend. Guys, if any of you can take a screenshot, please do take a screenshot.
Yes, I have taken.
Momena, if anybody has a feedback or any questions, मुझे बता दीजिएगा. And we can always take their suggestions for doing a session somewhere in August as well, inshallah. And if they want to do something in person, I'm looking forward to few things. So I will update you, inshallah, when I have clarity on that.
जी जरूर, अगर किसी ने फीडबैक देना है और किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन अगर रह गया है तो ग्रुप ओपन है, आप लोग देखें तो कर सकते हैं. अगर ऐसे फीडबैक तो हमें यहाँ भी बहुत अच्छा आ गया माशाल्लाह से.
Thank you. No, it's always good. I really, really appreciate your entire team for taking initiative because बहुत मुश्किल होता है कि आप initiatives लें और उसको execute भी करें. And I'm glad कि आप सबका सेशन बहुत अच्छा रहा. Thank you Fazan and Zainab for suggesting other people. We can always have them in other sessions as well, which is more towards learning and development and betterment. Let me see the chat. Thank you so much, dear. Jazakallah बहुत. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you everybody. Thank you so much. I hope कि आप अपनी तरफ से लोगों को सपोर्ट कर सकें.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a wonderful session, and having you as a speaker, it's a privilege for us, because we know about different things that not usually talk and we thought about in our society. बेसिकली लोग इन चीज़ों को काफ़ी डिफरेंट एंगल से देखते हैं. स्टीरियोटाइप्स होते हैं, कुछ लोग इसको मिथिकल समझते हैं या एक सुपर नेचुरल चीज़ों की तरफ जाते हैं. तो वो एक मिसबिलीफ्स होते हैं लोगों के.
जी.
एंड बिल्कुल मैम, थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you so much, Kamran. Yes, I absolutely agree with you because हम जिस सोशो इकोनॉमिकल फैक्टर में और सोसाइटी में रहते हैं, यहाँ पे सब कॉन्टिनेंट में बहुत ज़्यादा मिथ्स होते हैं. But there is no harm in going for an intervention and diagnosis, and it's very very important that you get done with it and rule it out. हम कहते हैं ना कि अब रूल आउट करें कि ये चीज़ है कि नहीं है, ताकि हम सही टाइम पे सही वक्त पर उनको सही सपोर्ट दे सकें.
यस मैम, बिल्कुल. लाइक ऑटिज्म भी एक ऐसी डिजीज है जो कि आई थिंक आजकल जो कोई थेरेपी है थ्रू सेलिबियम, मेरा ख्याल है, मैं क्लियरली नहीं बोल पा रहा हूँ, बट कुछ ऐसे सेशंस है जिससे रिकवर हो सकता है, बट लोग इस चीज़
स्टेम
को
सेल
सोचते ही
थेरेपी,
नहीं है
जी,
सर.
स्टेम सेल थेरेपी है, बट वो देखिए वो
यस.
100% खत्म नहीं करती, उसकी इंटेंसिटी कम कर
हम्म.
देती है. ADHD एंड
बिल्कुल.
ऑटिज्म बच्चों में हजामा बहुत हेल्प करता है. हजामा हमारी सुनना
बिल्कुल.
है, वो बहुत
बिल्कुल.
हेल्प करता है, और भी बहुत सारी प्रोसेसिंग इस चीज में हेल्प करता है.
थैंक यू सो मच मिस.
Thank you so much, Kamran, for attending the session. Looking forward to connecting with you next time as well.
इंशाल्लाह मिस, इंशाल्लाह.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I'm ending the call. I hope you had a good weekend. And yes, guys, coordinating team, please let everybody know we have a session on Tuesday, not tomorrow. I'm not up for it. I had a very tough time right now. I'm not up for it. So those who are presenting, they have time till Tuesday to prepare their presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Bye bye. लुबना, आपने जो डाउन सिंड्रोम का सजेशन दिया था, प्लीज आप वो मोमिना को दे दीजिएगा, या आई विल कनेक्ट विद योर ईमेल एड्रेस एंड वी कैन डू अ सेशन ऑन दैट एज वेल. एंड ऑल्सो डू लेट मी नो योर सिटी.